you prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? We'll talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. If they are who we thought they were, when we let them off the hook.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull Ranch, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the news that's been happening this week. It's good and bad, and gosh, you know, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah has had to work overtime this week, and he's getting things done, and I think as Vikings fans, we appreciate it, but we're going to talk about the various news, and I pull up 4 news articles to talk about Addison, Darrisaw, Blackmon, Duke Shelley. You tell me what you think, and what do you think of these moves? What do you think of what's happened? What do you think the future holds? I want to hear it in the comments. Let's go. All right. Let's bring up some things here. First of all, we're going to talk about Jordan Addison. He recently had a press conference. We wanted to, he addressed after practice, it looks like, his DUI arrest. Let's talk about it. It wasn't Addison's first incident behind the wheel. Before training camp last year, Addison allegedly drove 140 miles per hour in a 55 zone in a Lamborghini. Addison apologized for the incident, but he said his most recent one put him in a dark place. And I can see it, he's probably telling the truth. It sounded like in his video or in his interview, he got some training, maybe from his lawyer, maybe some help from the Vikings, but it was a good interview. He said the right things. Addison apologized for the incident, but he said the most recent one was put him in the dark place. However, he says the support he received got him through it. Players wrapped their arms around him. Hopefully he takes it to heart. I didn't think it was going to be how it was, but it was really important. I was in a dark place. I was feeling down, and they really uplifted me to come out here and just perform at a high level still. Addison said at training camp on Wednesday, so through everything that's going on, I'm going to put it behind me. I'm still going to perform at a high level. Come out here and give the fans what they pay for. I think as fans, based on what's happened, we just really want the Vikings to be healthy. We lost a future star, I thought, with the Vikings, Kyrie Jackson, and then this happened, and a lot of people jumped on him pretty bad on Twitter, and it was kind of awful, and that was because of reaction, because it was so close after Kyrie Jackson. And it goes on, whatever's out there for me, he added, whatever comes with it, I'll own up to everything. I feel like anything that comes my way is meant to happen or is deserved. He just and so he's contrite. He's, I'll take it. I own it. So that's good to hear. He just completed his first season with the Vikings after being taken number 23 overall in the first round of the 2023 draft. He had 70 catches for 911 yards, 10 touchdowns, and received a ton of extra targets due to injuries. Justin Jefferson suffered throughout the season. Now that TJ Hawkinson will begin the season on the PUP list after suffering torn ACL late last year, targets will figure to be there for 22-year-old. And then he just goes on to say the Vikings select J.J. McCarthy with the 10th overall pick this season, figures to be in a QB battle with Sam Darnold. And that article was Ryan Morick from Fox News. And here we got Tyler Forness with cornerback Mekhi Blackmon. This is some other bad news. If we didn't have any bad news, we wouldn't have any news at all. Minnesota Vikings received brutal news on Wednesday night as cornerback Mekhi Blackmon was diagnosed with a torn ACL, will miss the 2024 season. Tough blow for Minnesota Blackmon, who played in 15 games, 3 starts as a rookie last season. I had high hopes for this guy. Before the season, I said he would end up starting. This year, I said that Kyrie Jackson would be our future QB1 or CB1, cornerback 1. And I am not going to predict anything anymore. I'm done. I still probably will, but gosh, I'm hex these guys. I hexed cornerbacks. Just feel bad, man. I've these two guys that I thought were gonna be stars, and I was rooting for them. And Blackmon, fortunately, is not life threatening, and he will be back. And ACL, and it's early in the season. He should be ready by next year. Blackmon had suffered the injury during Vikings' first practice of the year. He was seen down on the ground for multiple minutes. The beat writers had said it was concerning, but you never truly know till the doctor's diagnosis. It's a brutal blow for the Vikings. They were counting on Blackmon to be a major contributor in the secondary this year. He had earned significant playing time as a nickel corner early on, despite being a third-round pick in 2023. There was talk about the Blackmon earning the starting job this year, and opposite of Byron Murphy Jr. True. With the injury, and Kyrie Jackson too. With the injury, the Vikings are likely to market for a veteran cornerback, as Andrew Booth Jr. is primed to be a nickel corner and was firmly on the roster bubble. So this does open the room for Booth Jr., but we signed Duke Shelley, and this is an article by Craig Peters in Vikings.com. Duke Shelley is back in action with the Vikings. The team announced the signing Tuesday, bringing the cornerback to Minnesota, where he appeared in 11 games with 5 starts in 2022. Shelley recorded 30 tackles, 22 solo, an interception, and career-high 8 passes defense for the Vikings, and added 1 tackle on special teams. The pick occurred at Chicago against the squad that drafted him. He returns after spending the 2023 season with the Rams, appearing in 11 games for the Los Angeles. Shelley, 27, played college football at Kansas State and began his NFL career as a 6th-round pick by the Bears in 2019. He played in 30 games for Chicago, 2019 to 21. Yeah, he didn't get a whole lot of productivity with the Rams. He's only 27. He's 5'9", but he started to get a cult following when he was flashing the Buffalo game. He basically saved it, deflecting a pass in the end zone, saving a touchdown. That's when he became prominent. He came in because someone went down. Forget who it was, but Duke Shelley made a play. I believe it was Buffalo, and from then he just started getting more playing time, and he actually got a few starts. Now, the big news, the big positive news that everybody loves. Now, Christian Darrisaw could have, and this is by Nick Shook from NFL.com. Well, I'll talk about it afterwards. Let me just read it, and I'll tell you how I feel about it. Vikings OT Christian Darrisaw agrees to terms for 4 years, $113 million. That's pretty good. $113 million, 4 years. That's less than $30 million a year. So that's that is better than expected for the Minnesota Vikings. I'll talk about my reaction after. Minnesota is charting its course forward with his left tackle leading the pack. The Vikings and Christian Darrisaw have agreed to terms on a 4-year contract extension. NFL Network insiders Tom Pelissero and Rappaport reported on Tuesday his extension is worth a maximum of $113 million, with $77 million guaranteed. It's about 2.5 years. Darrisaw contract comes well before he's due for a new deal. Minnesota exercised its 5th-year option on a former 23rd overall pick at 21 draft after the 2024 season, buying the team security through the end of 2025 season. The Virginia Tech product was already done enough to prove he's worth the investment, despite not yet garnering a postseason honor. Darrisaw has been a reliable blindside blocker for the likes of Kirk Cousins, and assortment of backups forced into action following the season-ending Achilles injury suffered in 2023. Darrisaw has posted offensive grades of 82 or better in each of his last 2 seasons, allowing a total of 11 sacks combined between 2022 and 2023, while finishing the blocking efficiency percentages of 97 or better per Pro Football Focus. Cousins is a significant cap number now gone for Atlanta. All right, gone to Atlanta. The Vikings are moving forward by securing a key blocker for whomever will fill Cousins' shoes, Sam Darnold or rookie JJ McCarthy, both in the short long term. So, 113 million. So that's less than 30 million a year. I think everybody thought he would hold out, or not hold out, but they wouldn't get anything done. He would potentially have a really great year, and the guy would be making 35 million a year, or 32, or somewhere around there. But it is true, he hasn't had any postseason honors, and the whole idea was like he'd play well, become an All Pro or a Pro Bowl for sure if he played well in the whole season. That he would start getting those honors. He hasn't got them yet. So moving forward, he's under contract for well under what we thought as YouTubers and us at Minnesota Sports Talk and GG Sports and other guys thought he'd be making 30 some $million a year. He's making less than that. And we guaranteed money for like 2.5. That is reasonable. In 3-4 years, this guy's gonna be making less than 30 million for his position and being as elite as he is. Now the issue is, and this is why I'm sure he did it, injuries. He's been injured occasionally and hasn't got to play a full season. He is injured from year one. He came in to the Vikings injured. Now he started and then he looked good and everything, he struggled a little bit early, but by the end of the season, his rookie year, he became the guy we hoped he would be. And when he does play and he's healthy, he's a stud. He's a absolute stud. So the fact that Kwesi Dalfa got his hooks into him early, and it wasn't the same situation as Justin Jefferson, that he got this done, and it really bodes well for his skill of talking to a player and saying, hey, this is what we're about, this is what, weighing the options. I think Rick Spielman was very good about explaining to players, getting them signed early, that hey, you have a risk of injury, this is what we can do right now, we want you on the team, and selling that Vikings dream to them, because we are a destination franchise, no doubt about it. I've been saying it for years now, ever since we built the new practice facilities. We had the stadium, we got the practice facilities. Ever since that, bam, this has been a destination franchise. Let's go. We're taking this to the Super Bowl. We're gonna do it eventually. All right, but let me just touch on Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy. I really think it's Sam Darnold's job to lose, just the way they're talking. It went from it being a competition to Sam Darnold being getting all the snaps and or 75% of the snaps, stuff like that, to him it being a competition again, to Kevin O'Connell squashing that, saying he's going to get majority of the snaps. It's really Sam Darnold's job to lose, unless JJ McCarthy just looks absolutely stunning. But if you're going against second teamers, they're going to weigh that. So, but it looks like Sam Darnold performing well in shorts. There's a lot of big plays he made, apparently, in practice, throwing 40-yard touchdown bombs, 50-yard touchdown bombs, whatever. I am optimistic. I didn't want him. I could still say that I thought if we're gonna rebuild per se, that we would have the rookie quarterback get some experience going into next year when we get a lot of money, and Nick Mullins can easily start the season. And he showed he could. It's just that we were behind because our defense wouldn't stop anybody when Nick Mullins was starting. I think Nick Mullins could have did it. Could have transitioned, was a bridge quarterback for JJ McCarthy. Sam Darnold has all the athletic tools to be a good quarterback. He just, under pressure, doesn't seem to perform well. He's 6.5 yards per attempt. Mullins is 8. He's a gunslinger, but just doesn't have the arm. God, if you could combine the two, put Mullins' savviness and skill, smarts. I think, not saying that Sam Darnold's not smart, but his understanding of the game into Sam Darnold's body, you probably have an elite quarterback. But Sam Darnold's got to understand the pressure, got to manage it. I think he'll be in a better situation, especially with Darrisaw at left tackle now for the whole season. Sign, nobody's holding out. We're all good. I don't think there's any worry about him holding out. He doesn't, because of the injuries and not playing full seasons and not getting Pro Bowl honors, he doesn't have as much leverage. But, you know, Sam Darnold has a left tackle to protect him. He's a right tackle to protect him. Hopefully that middle holds up. And he could look good in pads just as well as he looked good in shorts. Tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure if you're subscribed, comment. That gets you entered into JJ Justin Jefferson autographed jersey when I hit 3,000 subscribers. Let's go. Let's go. Cue the music.
You prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. If they are